So I had a pretty good day today. I had a day off. That means sleeping, basketball, gym, oven pizza. Burn the oven pizza because I kept it in the oven because I thought it would keep it warm, but then the oven stays hot, and then the pizza now it's burnt and it's crispy. It's burnt like me. It's crispy. I'm still gonna eat it. It was oven pizza, but it was really stupid of me. And speaking of stupid, I want to give Bungie my money. Please, I was looking for a reason in this trailer to give Bungie my hard-earned money that it hurts me more than it helps them to give them my money, but I want to give them my money because I'm a Destiny 2 content creator. That is what I want to do. If that could be my job, I'd be so happy because I do love Destiny 2. It's a great game. Usually, or it's just I want to make Destiny 2 content. It's been an up and hill journey with Destiny, and of course there's gonna be timestamps down below. So if you just want to skip me, or probably more that way or that way. So if you want to skip me talking, get right to the trailer. That's fine. Just or my reaction to the trailer. That's fine. But oh, we're gonna have a kitty visiting us. Okay, you might have some cat butt on camera, but you've seen worse things on camera. Anyways, yeah, that's not the real mic. Excuse me, kitty. I love you too. So now, I'm so sorry. Good boy. Good boy. You're a good boy. You understand. Destiny 2 just ticks all the boxes for what I want in the game. The core gameplay mechanics are amazing. The graphics are amazing. The story has a capacity to be amazing. Bungie has a capacity for great storytelling. Of course, when I'm like the game, the core, how do you say gore or vor? The core gameplay mechanics, because I talk about core gameplay mechanics because gameplay in general isn't always amazing because champions are really stupid and annoying sometimes, and sometimes are ridiculous. Like overload champions are so like it's just unnecessary because I don't need to shoot something a million times when I can do that. But I don't need to shoot something a million times when 1,000 will do, and I'm perfectly capable of shooting it a million times. Like things like that are really annoying and unnecessary. And then of course PvP is just its a whole other thing. You don't need me to talk about that. You have transphobic Aztec Cross, or not transphobic, just like moronic. He's probably transphobic, but moronic Aztec Cross to tell you your opinions on that. And you got Grenadier Jake and excuse me, Fallout, and then patty cakes if you're cultured, stuff like that to give you your opinion of PvP. But in terms of going back to why I love Destiny 2, it ticks all the boxes for self-expression that I want in a game. There's self-expressions in terms of skill, there's self-expression in terms of build crafting, and there's self-expression in terms of aesthetic or drip, so to speak. And I love that. It makes the game so much fun. It rewards me for getting better at the game. It rewards me for learning more about the game, and it rewards me for acquiring more stuff within the game. And that's awesome and amazing. And it has Destiny 2, of course, has a huge player base. I'm very concerned that the player base will not continue to grow because we just completed this amazing saga. Well, not amazing. I was thinking about I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry about the thing about the MCU Marvel, the MCU's Infinity Saga, because that was utterly amazing, astounding. And then you got the Light and Dark Saga with Destiny, which is a bit more up and down. But the thing is, well, before we go about that, so we'll talk about like what this trailer needs to be is something an astounding finale to the Light and Dark Saga, right? Because this is like the final season or like the second to the last final season, if I'm not mistaken, with that saga. And of course, the weird thing with Destiny 2 is that you have to pay for everything. You have to pay to have the story experience. So I paid for Beyond Light, and that was really it. I paid for Destiny 1, of course, but Destiny 1, Beyond Light, and so I don't have that story, that truly, with this trailer, I'm not going to get that true story, like, this feels so good and so juicy. I'm not going to get that story vibes, because it's just like, there's a story. You get some story from the campaign. You get the general idea. Okay, please pay to unlock this. I do that. I paid for Beyond Light because of, a few months ago because I really wanted Stasis and because I just wanted to get more involved in Destiny 2 and learn more about the DLCs and how they function and stuff like that. And of course you just pay for a season pass, and then there's like this huge lull in time where nothing's happening and the characters are there, certain characters aren't there, but you don't know what's going on because you didn't really, or like the traveler is gone but you don't know why or what's really going on, but you didn't really take part in that because you had to pay money to take part in that, and everything costs so much more money, and certain things you can buy but you can't buy because you could spend money on it but it's not actually there, and you have to research what you can spend money on that's actually there still in the game. Or otherwise you're just gonna spend money on something like Shadowkeep that's not actually like in the game, because you can't actually play the story, so what's the point? And of course the Witch Queen is gonna go on sale or something, allegedly be free for the next few days, so hopefully that's not on my day a next day off because I don't you get many days off because work and I like to make money. But it's just so confusing. The whole DLC experience with Destiny is so confusing and I hate it so much, especially when it's so unnecessary because there's no reason for Lightfall to be the cost of like a whole amazing experience, or like you can get God of War for like $20 like lots of the time on Steam or PlayStation Store. Like I can have so many amazing gaming experiences. We can all have so many amazing There are so many amazing gaming experiences that you and I have not had the privilege of having yet or may never ever have or probably will never ever have. So there's no reason to like trap ourselves into this game, keep giving money to one game to have that same high. Like if I could have, if drug one gives the same high as drug two, but drug two costs more, I'm just gonna do drug one. And that's not an advocation to do drugs. Do not do drugs, kids. I'm just saying, like, it's just weird to have the DLCs cost so much money. But anyways, going back all the way back, I'm sorry I'm all over the place, especially when I wear headphones. It makes me hot and not really focus on what's on. Making me go on rant, so I can just do this because it's not actually. We can just do this for now. But the main thing with oh, I feel so much better. So with Infinity Saga and Marvel, when a saga ends, you just people move on. That's just how it goes, right? Infinity Saga with Marvel was the most amazing, astounding thing ever. I'm a huge Marvel fan. You probably know that if you follow my content across different platforms. And Iron Man was my favorite character, as you probably know if you know me or again follow my content across several platforms. And it was a good stepping off point for me. I'm still interested in Marvel stuff, but it'll just never be the same. As it for me for the Infinity Saga because I got what I wanted. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm well, more than happy and more content. I'm satisfied. I really got what I wanted from the Infinity Saga. It was amazing, and I'm just a passive and not passive. I'm more passive, laid back about following Marvel movies now. I hope it doesn't really happen with Destiny 2 in the next two season passes where season passes, God, the next two seasons where it's you have the Light and Dark saga and then it's just like a well, we it's time to move on. Of course, with Marvel, there's always something to keep it interesting, new characters and all that stuff. But in terms of gaming, I'm not sure if you can really have that same experience unless it's something so self-sustaining like Call of Duty. But the thing that Call of Duty has that Destiny 2 doesn't have is that PvP experience, or because PvP is such is like the main sustaining thing for so many games. Because you can always just have someone playing two people playing against each other gives so many possibilities and so many like options. Like there's just infinite outcomes of two people or teams playing against each other. There's just so many infinite outcomes of what could happen and what could go down and what could be done, and of course then you can just start trying new weapons and new things, and just it's just so much that could be done. And of course when there's an esports scene, not only there's a reward for being really good at the game, playing a obscene amount of time at the game and getting monetary benefit from the game, which is just amazing. That's one of the the better things of the last two generation or so is that we get You can get monetary rewards from being really good at a game and then putting a lot of time into a game. And I've always maybe something like that would be necessary. Like Destiny, it sounds crazy because Destiny 2 is space magic and whatever. But having a PvP experience in Destiny 2 that is so refined, I just realized there's like a peanut butter chocolate drink next. Okay, there's no cats next to that drink behind, all the way back in the kitchen. Having a PvP experience that is so refined, which there could be esports. Um, Esports would be up for discussion. It could be a thing. Would be so beneficial for the health of the game because it'd always be something keeping it sustaining. But PvP is the main thing that sustains so much of Destiny because it keeps people engaged. It's always something to do because you can always just shoot another person, have them shoot back at you, and it's a much not the same, oftentimes lulling experience of just shooting bots and then weak little bots and then you just murder through them and then you're just a one man. It's fun, but Vanguard strikes, like, do you really do more than two of them in a day? Like, I do like two Vanguard strikes. I'm like, I'm done. One after one, I'm just like, maybe another. After three, I'm like, okay, no more. They're boring. But Crucible, I can grind that for hours. Good time. Get some clips. Take some L's. It's a good time. And so having that esports scene where you not only it also injects personalities, esports personalities that you want to follow, like Brawlhalla, horrible game. I hate Brawlhalla so much, such a waste of time. But I have to be good at it, and I need to put so much time into it. God, I hate Raw. But I keep the following Sandstorm and Boomy. Those are the premier Brawlhalla pros, and Cody, whatever. It keeps me engaged with Brawlhalla, even if I don't play the game. It just keeps me some level of engagement with the game and gets me inspired to hop on and play the game. So having personalities like that, having that ceiling where I can reach this if I play the game a lot, I can monetarily benefit from the game. Of course, for Destiny 2, it's really wacky and not cool that you have to pay money not just to get story experience, but to have the same gameplay experience. Because in Destiny 2, the season passes unlock content in terms of story, in terms of gameplay, in terms of just things that general weapons that will make you more powerful. And that sucks because you have to spend money to be good at the game, especially for PvP. Now we're going back to PvP and sustaining video games to have that same. I just realized this is such a huge rant. Good thing for timestamps, but whatever. If you want to hear it, luckily you get to hear it. But for PvP, two forces against each other. For Call of Duty or I guess like all fighting games, it's an even playing ground. You have all the same tools at your disposal, and it's just skill versus skill, and it's up to you how good you want to be, just in terms of how much you want to play the game and how much you want to practice and whatever. But Destiny 2, it's in terms of spending, because of course weapons and subclasses are locked behind paywalls. And that sucks for PvP. It's really, really frustrating. It's even horrible for PvE because you don't get the same PvE experience either because you can't clear things as fast, maybe not clear some things at all. It's just it totally affects every facet of gameplay in terms of except core story. But then you miss. But actually, as well, of course, I was gonna say that's to some degree affects core does not affect core story, but it affects core story in every degree because you're not getting a story. You're not having that same continuum of story. You're just having story, nothing. You got this DLC. Okay, this is missing. You don't have that story experience. Now you're on this DLC. There's not one continuous thing. Like with like of course the Marvel movies or Star Wars, you watch the movies, you keep going on, you can watch it. It's like a fun experience to have, even if it's not the best experience. You get to still talk about it. It's like a so global phenomenon, so it's worth spending money on, even if it's bad. But with a game, it's like such a commitment of time. And time is such a precious commodity. A free time is such a precious commodity, especially in our culture and in the modern world where everything is overworked. High schoolers have to be so good at this, and this. You have to work so hard to make so much money because the cost of living is so high, and college students gotta be at least college students at least have some sort of freedom, but then you don't really have of course, your free time in college is compounded and affected by so many things. Like, there's just people got so much stuff going on. So free time is such a commodity, and you can't spend so much time you have to spend money on to earn to enjoy that commodity and that free time, and then maybe you'll enjoy it, and maybe you won't, and you have to spend time. You bought it, so now you got to spend time on it for a while to get the most. It's like it's not the neighbors, but it's not. It's it's just weird. It's just hopefully in 3 years you will not see a dog on camera, but I might get convinced to get a dog. We'll see whether that happens. But anyways, it's just that's that huge and long rant. It just sums up where Destiny 2 is at. I'll keep the whole thing in. I'm not gonna redo it and like summarize and give a synopsis. You're just gonna get those whole whatever. But anyways, this is what I want. This is moving forward. That's just what's going on right now. I'm not sure if Destiny 2 will progress. I need something substantially like game changing, but yet still true to the core gameplay mechanics to keep progressing forward and expand its player base. Like Lightfall was not well received, but the time Lightfall came out, the player base had a huge spike. People came in, which is promising and good, but I really have a hard time seeing the game truly expand past the next two seasons. I can see a lot of people playing it, but I can't. I want the game to continue to expand. I can't really see that happening unless something substantially changes for the better in terms of PvP needs to improve. That's that, but I don't think unless I see something substantially a change in terms of PvE, and of course PvP, as in addition to the necessary changes to make it good. I can't see Destiny 2 really expand. But anyways, that's that. That was that rant aside. But going into Destiny 2, the final shade, what I want to see from this trailer is I have my own preferences. There's necessities and preferences. And they're all, for me, my necessities and preferences are like mingled together. So I'll make a note which is a preference for me that I need to see to make me want it, and then there'll be a then I'll designate which is a preference, not a necessity, because the player base needs that to want to get it. Besides the people who are just going to buy it regardless. So in terms of my preference, I want a dark techie aesthetic because that's just what I love. You'll see in lots of my stuff, the things I work on. By the way, I will be working on some fun Disney projects, 2 projects. If the game doesn't explode in the next few months, I will have some fun projects, hopefully, to share with you guys. Some creative projects. Incorporate everything to everything is connected. But anyways, I like dark techie aesthetics. You may not know that it might seem obvious. You might be like, if you know me, you're probably like, yeah, I know. But I like dark. I hope it's like darker, a little bit more gritty, but not necessarily gritty. Just more like a darker thematically and darker aesthetically. Well, maybe more thematically, but darker aesthetically and thematically and techie aesthetic. I really like that. That'd be a strong preference. A necessity is it needs to introduce like something really not monumental, but something like subclass level, new subclass level, where it's something big and new that it really affects gameplay. That's a core thing, that's a necessity that the player base needs to get interest in this game in this season. Really feel like is that something a core like sub isn't. I would like a new subclass again with a darker. I hope it's not freaking like water or earth. Like, hope we get away from those. I know we do all the elementals, but hopefully it's like a darker, a dark. Not, I guess it's not called dark light. It's just called dark. But hopefully something like that. And then so I really hope it's something like that, or it's just like a dark energy or something. Like something has to be subclass level of gameplay change. Like I don't even know, not like a new exotic. I don't know. Something needs to be maybe there's a new gameplay thing that they alter, or they use sparrows and so on. I don't know. Something needs to be pretty significantly added to gameplay that this DLC provides. And then the core necessity for the whole community is the story needs to be good. As I said before, my long rant, the story, my relationship with the Destiny story is not the same as so many people's. It's really weird how we have so varying relationships with the story and level of involvement with the story based on how much not quite literally, how many hundreds of dollars we were willing to give the game that influences, oh, kitty, influences how much okay, how much we're involved with the story, how much we know about the story, really. It's just, yeah, based on our how much we give money, we've given Bungie. But this needs to be a really good story. Cade's coming back because Cade is too valuable a character to keep dead. Hopefully, character deaths need to be meaningful, and that's something that everyone is aware of. A character death needs to be meaningful. So it can't just be like a character dies, he's back. Another character was influenced in the process by that character's dying, coming back. The character who died and came back needs to be changed. It's not stupid Zack Snyder storytelling, where it's the storytelling ability of a burnt pigeon roasting on the sidewalk. This is not that type of storytelling ability of a bucket of trash on fire, where it's Superman dies, he comes back, Batman is changed for us, Superman is basically kind of the same, I guess, kind of, well, I don't know, this is just, I don't, deciphering Zack Snyder stuff. I need to stop making everything about insulting Zack Snyder, but he's an easy scapegoat when we're talking about storytelling to show what bad storytelling is, so that's why I always bring him up. But it needs to, and like Loki dying, they made it like something into something meaningful and funny and adds to the character. Not necessarily in the movie, the Dark World is him dying. Really, I'm not sure if that really worked as well, but and after that, they made it work. The point is that Cade Six dying needs to add something to the Cade Six character, as well as I mean, of course it's going to affect Ikora in some way. That's obvious, but it needs to affect Cade Six as a character in a significant way. The story just needs to be on, and that's just like the subtext under the heading that the story needs to be on point with the final shape. It needs to have a good story. What was the other? Was there any other point? Monumental. Because for me, I'm in it so much for aesthetics and like cool aesthetics at this point because of, oh my god, a cat here in my eye probably, because the PvP scene is I don't know. A cool exotics would be cool. Some exotics, it'd be my preference to have some exotics that have this visual aesthetics and then the gameplay aesthetics that I aspire for or like want. But I can't really see this being like an exotic, truly an exotic driven DLC because there's just things that there's just so much like there's so many exotics in the game already and there's so many that I haven't unlocked because stupid lost sectors work in a dumb, abhorrent way. It's really weird in games when there's something you have to struggle so much, and finally they fix the thing you were struggling on, like a drop rate for something. But then that's time you look back on all that time you spent struggling. It's really weird, but I would like to see lost sectors change. But it needs to be more than exotics. Like that could be a preference of other people, where exotics, some really cool exotics are enough. But I am not leaning towards that. It needs to have the aesthetic that I want, a personal preference that I want. I made a list of, I made that whole preview and a pretext regarding personal preference, but only named one real personal preference. But my preference of aesthetic, and then it needs some significant gameplay change, a subclass level gameplay change, and then the story needs to be amazing, or just a really strong story. So, okay, we just talked for like 30 minutes, 20, who knows? We talked for a really long time. Let's watch this trailer. My pizza is so cold in the oven. But It'll be cold and crispy. Let's watch it. I can't wait to see the likes. Okay, that's okay. People like it. Okay, let's set this to. Oh no, spoilers. Let's set it to. I'm kind of excited. Okay, 1080p, no 4K. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm already seeing spoilers. Let's watch this. People like it. I wonder if the volume will show up in the thing. Okay. Okay, where it all started.
After all these years,
Where we are now.
we never talked about it. Why I brought you back.
I like where this is going already. Oh,
Why you were chosen.
this is a really good start so far. Platforming in this game, season.
The truth is, I didn't know then.
Oh gosh.
It was just a feeling.
Oh my god. Why don't you just shoot them directly? Platforming in this game is going to be interesting.
But I know now.
That was good. Subversion of expectation.
All we've lost. This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you one last time to rise.
Oh? It's pretty good. Oh. That's next year. Wait, what's happening now? I'm so get so confused. What do you get? You get an emote. So it's gonna be. I love energy projection stuff. I don't like in terms of like projection of like you blast things. Finish the. That's it. But energy projections and stuff in terms of like we're gonna see on my watch laters, but or my suggestions, but energy projections and sort of like holographic pop-ups and no hard light projections and thing. Hard light energy projections are super cool. I love that. It's crazy how Akora is such a main character now. Akora and Zavala used to be so bland, but and then of course they got a hunter because a hunter is so synonymous with Destiny 2. I'm excited. I might be a total idiot. What is happening right now in the meantime? When is this release? Like, what is happening in the meantime? This is 2/27. What's the next season? Is this? I'm so confused. I don't understand how. Whatever. It seems exciting. It seems like a good time. Yeah, there's always just those gaps that are so just whatever. It's not gonna be one of those games that feels. It's just not one of those storytelling experience where I just feel so connected with it. Cause there was just too many gaps for me to feel that level of connection. And I just feel like I don't really have that. I really wish I did have that like nostalgic, like it's been so many times, but I couldn't spend so much money on the game every year and give them hundreds to thousands, probably just I don't know, like 400 or whatever dollars to this game where I can just buy a PS5, play gaming, whole nother console. I couldn't do it, so I really don't have that level of connection, which sucks. I don't want to be like mopey, but that's just how it is. However, oh, let's read this. And but that just sounds so epic and amazing, and it makes me want to play the Force the Witch Queen Cream, and give Sabathun some cream, and and then it makes me want to really go back and feel that connection a bit more. But it just feels nice. It, I mean, it feels bittersweet. This feels so awesome and amazing, but I don't really have that connection that I really wish I had. Oh, okay, that's what I was. Yeah, the final shape. Well, this will be a part two. Okay, well, this video will have a part two. Let's make it two separate videos since this one is so long. But next video will be the Season of the Witch launch trailer. Um, it's really a carryover from part one and how like the things I need to see to spend money on it. It's really interesting to see which languages have the most views. But overall, my thoughts on the final shape trailer. I thought that was pretty awesome. I really want to. I just hate that I want to spend money toward on that, but I have to spend money on this to get there, and it's just the money spending process in Destiny 2 is just so frustrating. But it's spend money to get to money, and then so do I have to have Lightfall to? If I own Lightfall, do I own this? Because I do not own Lightfall because Lightfall sucks. So, but can I get this exclusively? But if I get this and I missed out on the Lightfall, this seems like a part of Lightfall. And okay, what part two incoming. But my thoughts, I really like that trailer. It looks really promising. I just I wish I had that same narrative continuity that so many people have, but it's just so many people have such varying levels of story connection because we just take so many breaks within the story for gaps, and it's really just more PvP and stuff like that. And of course, I don't really even get the PvP experience because I can't do trials ever because I don't have Lightfall. So it's oh my god, my eyes itchy. But yeah, so it's bittersweet. It looks really good. It looks also an awesome, no doubt, an awesome trailer. I'm excited. That next year, which sucks, but something to look forward to. Which is something this like Destiny 2 needs is always something to look. It needs something to look forward to because I'm not sure how much longer we can keep it going without something crazy new. So this is really good for the health of the game. I'm really excited because I have something to look forward to next year, which is he's so close yet so far away, which is great. Something to look forward to for next year. That's gonna be awesome. And next video, reacting to this.